to know. The last of those who outlasted the Holocaust are now growing old. And this year, I know that Israel lost a distinguished member of the Knesset, Tommy Lappet. No one who heard Tommy talk about his bar mitzvah in a Budapest cellar at the end of 1944, as the fascists hunted and murdered the Jewish population, will ever forget his passion for history's truth. As he said, "My whole life is a response to the Holocaust." And as the survivors leave us, let me tell you how vital it is that in every continent, the next generation learn their story. That is why in Britain, through funding the Holocaust Education Trust, each year and every year, 2 teenagers from every secondary school travel to Auschwitz. And when they return home and share their experiences, raw, direct, and powerful, I've seen the profound effect their messages can have on their classmates and the whole community. Their message that discrimination, persecution, anti-Semitism, and racism should be banished forever. And I can tell you that when young children in my hometown of Kirkcaldy returned from Auschwitz, they organized a memorial week in honor of those who had died and raised funds to erect a lasting memorial in our town's gardens, 2,000 miles away in distance, but a link between my home and your home, so close that I believe it will never be broken. And why? Because in the words of a rabbi who, having done a great deal for Holocaust education, was asked why, when he himself was not a survivor, he said, "But I am a survivor. We all are, not just all Jews, but all of humanity." And today and in the future, the people of Britain and Israel will continue to stand together in believing that history sides with those who fight for liberty. And if the great conflict of ideas of the 21st century is between those who believe in closed societies who would turn the clock back on progress and those who believe in open societies, then we are together on the side of open societies, moving the world forward to what Winston Churchill called the sunlit uplands of prosperity, democracy, and justice. The British people see the threat your people have encountered every day when they climb aboard a bus, have a cup of coffee at a cafe, or buy a sandwich. In our homeland, 2,000 miles away, we too have learned the grief when lives are lost through terror on a bus or at an airport or on a crowded underground on the way to work. So to those who question Israel's right to exist and threaten the lives of your citizens through terror, we say the people of Israel have a right to live here, to live freely, and to live in security. To those who are enemies of progress, we say we condemn anti-Semitism and persecution in all its forms. To those who believe that threatening statements fall upon indifferent ears, we say in one voice, it is totally abhorrent for the president of Iran to call for Israel to be wiped from the map of the world. And I promise you that just as we have led the work on 3 mandatory sanctions resolutions at the United Nations, our country will continue to lead with the United States, and I'm pleased that Governor Corzine is here today, and our European partners, in our determination to prevent an Iranian nuclear weapons program. The European Union have gone beyond each of these resolutions. Last month, we took action against the Iranian bank involved in proliferation. We stand ready to lead in taking firmer sanctions and will ask the whole international community to join us. Iran has a clear choice to make: suspend its nuclear weapons program and accept our offer of negotiations, or face growing isolation and the collective response not just of one nation, but of all nations round the world. And we will do more than oppose what is wrong. We will show those who give license to terror the way home to what is right too. We will show them that the path to a better future runs not through violence, not by murder, and never with the killing of civilians, but by liberty's torch, through justice's mighty stream, and across tolerance's foundation of equality. And to build that peace, stability, and prosperity, and to work as one world to eradicate the worst evils of poverty, environmental degradation, disease, and instability, I believe that our 2 countries should work together. And we should summon up the best instincts and efforts of humanity in a cooperative effort to build new international institutions and rules that are better suited to the new global era. A renewed United Nations that can deliver stability, peacekeeping and reconstruction. A new IAEA-led international system to help non-nuclear states who renounce nuclear weapons acquire through an enrichment bond or bank the new sources of energy their peoples need without recourse to nuclear weapons. A new World Bank that is a bank for the environment as well as for development. And to bring global financial stability, a new international monetary fund that is an early warning system for any problems that might exist in the world economy. And I hope that together in these next few years we can write a new chapter in history that will, for this new global age, honour our truest ideals. But today there is one historic challenge you still have to resolve so that your 60-year journey into the future is complete. Peace with your neighbours and throughout the region. Over 60 years, I believe you've shown the greatest of ingenuity and courage in solving the greatest of problems. I think of David Ben-Gurion, who from humble beginnings in Poland built up the Jewish national institutions, and in 1948 said it was not enough for the Jewish state simply to be Jewish, it had to be fully democratic, offering equal citizenship to all residents, a democracy not just of one people but of all peoples. I think of Menachem Begin, who reached out to Sadat, an old adversary, and who stood by him in this parliament when in 1977 he made his historic speech offering himself as a partner for peace. I think of Yitzhak Rabin, who having served Israel on the battlefield from the War of Independence made peace with Jordan and who was cruelly struck down in his prime as he committed himself to the path of peace with the Palestinians. Peace with Egypt in 1979, peace with Jordan in 1994. Today talks with Syria underway, and now is the time to construct the last building block of peace, peace with the Palestinians. My father taught me that loyalty is the test of a real friendship. It's easy to maintain when things are going well, but only really tested in hard times. And as a constant friend of Israel, I want to offer the comfort of my support and the support of the British government, and also my honest analysis. I believe that a historic, hard-won and lasting peace that can bring security on the ground is within your grasp. That the Palestinian Authority, under the courageous leadership of President Abbas and Prime Minister Fayyad, offers Israel the best partners for a generation. That these men share with you a vision of peace and reconciliation, and that they understand that they can never achieve their goals for the Palestinian people at the expense of Israel's security. And I believe that a historic, hard-won and lasting peace is within your grasp by seizing the opportunity opened up by Annapolis, now taken forward by Prime Minister Olmert and President Abbas and built on fundamentals, a two-state solution based on the 1967 borders, a democratic Israel secure from attack, recognized and at peace with all its neighbors, alongside a peaceful, democratic and territorially viable state of Palestine that accepts you as its friend and partner, with Jerusalem the capital for both and a just and agreed settlement for refugees. So because I believe that historic and hard-won and lasting peace is within your reach, I urge you to take it by the hand.